Hello. So I'm assuming you've watched part one, of course. I mean, why else would you be watching part two? I mean, it doesn't make sense. But today we have a part two because we need to clarify some things in the last video and all the changes that's been going on and just general new stuff that's been discovered and etc. So the first couple of slides will just be going over all the major changes in the last slide. So the first couple of slides are very important. Try to pay attention for these first few, and then you can just kind of tone out if you want for the rest. But these first few are very important, so try to pay attention. But yeah, enjoy the video. So first we have the build I gave. I'm very sorry for people who made this, because I'm not joking. A week after I uploaded that video, it immediately got outdated. I am so sorry. So originally we had a lot of willpower for the build is because of heartbeat sensor. The following update after that video, they made it so you do not need willpower for heartbeat sensor, and I'm so sorry for all the people that made this build, because now there's no point of willpower in a Linkstrider build. There's no point. I am so sorry. I know some of you have. I've literally seen videos of you people playing with the build, and I'm so sorry. It got so outdated very quickly. But there's still one reason you should go willpower, and you just really need 15, and that's for firmly planted. Basically, all slow debuffs are reduced by 30%. This is very good with leech and just, you know, movement in general with Linkstrider, your track star. It's kind of your job. If you do not want to invest the willpower, you can also just use the Starduster, as this also gives you firmly planted. So there you go. If you don't want to invest the 15 willpower and fortitude, you can also just get Starduster. Like, I'm just, again, really sorry. Very bad timing with that video. A week after, can you believe it? The following update already gets outdated. I'm so sorry. Next controversial take I had in that video. I did say Gale was garbage. This was very wrong, and I may even say this is possibly a meta choice as well for Linkstrider players. Alright, so first things first. Gale Breath can do very quick damage, as we know with stuff like Astro Wind. I think that's the first mantra I think of immediately. Then you have the passives. Passives are very good. First, the double jump. Gale has a double jump, and it's very nice for moving around, literally jumping over people, and because of that you can freely drink a health potion for the most part, and you can combine this with bomb jumping. So now after you bomb jump, you just double jump, and then you're just a bird, and then you just drink a potion, and it's even more easy. So the double jump is very good. Then you have air pressure. So this tech was told me by Towels, a member in our Discord. Again, I encourage you to join the Discord. We talk about a lot of stuff there, so you might want to like snoop around a bit and just occasionally look in general. You might find something interesting. But air pressure, what it does is dodging an attack or hitting an enemy's block will transfer your next dash into a Gale dash. A Gale dash is basically just a better dash. You go further. But if you didn't know, leech actually triggers this. So this unintentionally buffs leech. So now, if they block our leech, which is the most common response, we get a benefit now. We get a free better dash. Usually the counter leech is just by blocking, but because of that, because leech cannot go through block if you didn't know. So because of that, we can use air pressure that benefits us. So if they do block, we get benefited. So if they don't block, we take their health. If they do block, we get a dash. So it's a win-win either way if we use leech. And trust me, we're going to talk about leech more in this video. And again, these first couple slides are very important, so just try to pay attention. We're also going to talk about blind seer right now. So I didn't mention blind seer's mantras do scale on willpower. So a very powerful option if you do want to play blind seer support is using Light Final Toll. It's because, well, we're already getting like 90 or 100 willpower, so we might as well get it. And our Mind Soothe will scale off willpower, so we're healing more. Also, fun fact, Mind Soothe actually bypasses all the dead gods. Again, just major updates and changes. This is another important slide. These are like the big changes that happened. The most notable ones between the last part and now. So for one, heartbeat sensor not needing 40 willpower. Saint J builds can now only seal 60% 8 health now. So this is a huge buff for us Linkstrider players and Blind Seer. They can't steal as much now. Again, another update. They merged a bunch of talents together. This was incredible, by the way, but this also led to some very unbalanced stuff. The talent merges were amazing. Makes it a lot easier. This was one of the best updates they've done for support. I'm very happy with it. But on the contrary, this did make the strat black hat kind of bad now. It's basically a lesser version of the alchemist hat, because exterminator has been merged with apothecary, and the alchemist hat has apothecary, but it also has pitcher, and pitcher does stack, by the way. So I mean, if you have like a god roll in your black strapped hat, you might as well keep it. But I mean, if you're starting out, go with the alchemist hat. I'm sorry. And chain reaction requirement was reduced to 80 intel because it was merged with a certain talent that I forgot the name of. So because of this, we only need 85 to 90 int. Now you may be wondering why I'm saying 85 and not 80. It's because I recommend 80 for overflowing dam. It's if you don't know what it does, basically you can have an extra modifier on your mantra. So it's basically free. It's just 5 extra points. And a quick tip: if you aren't running 100 int on a build, you should just have another slot with the 100 int. And you can just pass those potions down to your main because your main has those talents. So it's basically the same value. And lastly, all the dead gods now scales with its requirement, meaning they cannot just go pre-shrine all the dead gods. This kind of made all the dead gods a bit less popular, so that's another buff to Linkstrider players out there, so good for us. Now we'll be talking about the leech set here. I know I said I'll have a PvP guide in the future. I still promise that, but because I haven't done it yet, here's just a little here's a freebie, all right? Here's a freebie. So this is what we call Super Leech. This is a combination of a bunch of talents. All right, let your brain process for a second. So this is tech discovered by 3 people. We have Loki, Talos, and Clicker. And all of these people told me about a certain talent. I'm like, what if we just combine all these talents into one? And this is what I call the Super Leech. So as I told you earlier, air pressure procs if they block or dodge our leech. So that's one benefit. Hitting an opponent, this was discovered by Loki. Hitting an opponent will cause them to slow down while holding S. You're also just slowing them down while you're using leech now. So that's another benefit. If you use leech with off your game, you now slow taunted enemies for 5 seconds when you hit them. Well, leech also does that. So leech also procs that. And now finally, firmly planted, all your slow debuffs towards you go reduced by 30%. And you know what leech does? It gives ourselves a slowness debuff. So all these 4 talents are making leech so powerful. So not only are we making them super slow, they cannot block it because they get punished. If they don't block it, they also get punished. So whatever they do, just using leech punishes the opponent greatly. And you could even take it further by using wind jump, but I would just use bloodless. But hey, you're doing all these slowness debuffs on them, you might as well even use a wind gem. But I'd recommend bloodless, but you could do wind gem. Try them both out, see which one you like more. But yeah, thank you for all these people. Again, this is information discovered by the server. Join the server, you'll learn some stuff, I'm telling you. And like I said, yeah, I am just baiting you right now. Well, this is just a little freebie of the PvP guide coming soon, but this is just one piece of information. We're gonna have a lot, trust me, but this is just one for now. So enjoy this leech tech, abuse it as much as you want, do whatever, but this is just, leech is strong, all right? Do not underestimate it. It's very powerful in certain builds. Next we have the debate. Linkstrider or Blind Seer, which one is really better? So Linkstrider is much better for pocketing someone. If you're in groups of 2 to maybe 6, usually Linkstrider is better. You're typically a track star build with Linkstrider. Usually, do I really want to say high damage? I mean, I guess your bombs. If you didn't know, bombs do true damage, aka it scales off percentage. So because we usually have a high int, our bombs do an absurd amount of damage. So if we land 1 bomb, it does around 10 to 14%, depending on what you're int is, but yeah, we do a lot. We do a good chunk of damage. Do not underestimate it. You can play with int. And yeah, pocketing someone is just a free win in a fight. You cannot beat a Linkstrider 2v1. It's not gonna happen. There's nothing you can do, even if you have all the dead gods. Linkstrider just has so many buffs. You just can't do much. And like, just what I told you about leech alone, you're not gonna make the fight fair. It's just an insta loss. 2v1ing a link with a Linkstrider, it's a free win. Yeah, leech is super good. And by the way, Linkstrider does give true healing, if you did not hear that before. And can also give AoE healing if we're using Capra. So a little combo you can do is return, sustain, Capra, heal, sing, equals a lot of buffs. You can even go further if you do like all fight and whatever other buffs you want to do. Yeah, that's a sample with Linkstrider. Next, let's talk about Blind Seer. Blind Seer. Oh my gosh. Why does this always happen? Okay, Blind Seer. So Blind Seer is for people who want AoE healing. Usually if you're hang out with big groups of people, maybe Mind Sooth does bypass all the dead gods, so that it is an advantage over Linkstrider. Return Mind Sooth, Capra heal, saying it's just great in big groups. In my opinion, I think Linkstrider is better, but you could totally use Blind Seer. They're both very powerful, but pick which one you like more. Blind Seer is more of a tanky defensive style that your whole goal is just stay alive. You can't really die. And Linkstrider is kind of like a little bird that flies around. Actually, Linkstrider is just a freaking hornet that just flies around just stinging everyone. All right, then we have Fade Trimmer. So some of you may be wondering why I've never spoke about Fade Trimmer, and it's because it's garbage. I'm sorry. For anyone just listening, on the screen there's like a whole list of reasons why Fade Trimmer is just completely garbage and will never be better than Linkstrider. I mean, you can read all this if you want, but there's nothing you can say that Fade Trimmer is better than Linkstrider. There's nothing. Linkstrider will always be better than Fade Trimmer. Fade Trimmer is not versatile at all. It has one ability that's very niche specific. It's not good. It's very bad. It's very worse. The only scenario where Fade Trimmer's healing is helpful is if both your teammates are at a campfire. But then just give your friend a health potion at that point. I mean, and then you heal your friend as well with sustain, and then you drink a health potion. I mean, really, there's nothing you can say that Fade Trimmer is better than Linkstrider. It's just completely worse. Linkstrider heals more at the same rate. Linkstrider's only downside is losing health, which who really cares when you're just running away and spamming health potions. Linkstrider's tethers give a 30% damage buff if you forgot, because you constantly proc Speed Demon for your teammates. And then you have Leech, which I literally explained why it's so powerful with all those talents and stuff. Leech is Linkstrider is 10 times more helpful in a 2v9 than Fade Trimmer. Like, when are you gonna heal someone with Fade Trimmer in a 2v9? You don't know. And I know some of you may be thinking a 2v9 is unrealistic, but you have no idea how many times I heard people just thanking me saying how they freaking boss rated a whole guild with some like unfair amount, like some 5v10 or like 2v8, 3v5 or no 3v5. But the most absurd one I heard was like a 2v12. I mean, how the fuck did you? I have no idea. But point stands that Fade Trimmer just sucks. I mean, and for Fade Trimmer players out there, I mean, I'm assuming none of you are Fade Trimmer players. I mean, come on, all of you are probably Linkstriders or Blind Seers, so good for you. But yeah, have you just heard of a campfire or health potion? Like, come on. Yeah, and Linkstrider's tethers, they just give us movement speed, a movement decrease as well. I completely forgot Linkstrider's tether also gives a movement decrease on the opponent already. I completely forgot about that. It's just so random. That doesn't help that much. With all the talents, it really does. And then just in conclusion, Fade Trimmer just equals a trash support build. If you like Fade Trimmer, just stop playing it. Don't play support. Get off Fade Trimmer. You have no idea what you're talking about. I cringe so hard. And I'm sorry if someone told you to play Fade Trimmer, you were like, if they told you it's better, it's not. Nothing they will say is true about Fate Trimmer being better. It's not. Nothing. Everything Linkstrider, everything Fate Trimmer does, Linkstrider just does better. Like, Linkstrider is still good even if it doesn't heal. It's still very powerful. Just having the tethers active is what makes it good. I bet I would still play Linkstrider if it couldn't even heal, because it's just that good. I would seriously would still play it if it could. If they just straight up gutted the whole heal ability, it would still be better than Fate Trimmer. I would still use it. Oh, and yeah, here's another. And for people still listening in, I mean, here's another list of reasons I wrote. Yeah. So if you didn't know, Fate Trimmer's healing does 10%, sustain does 15%. You may say, oh, when you lose health with sustain, just drink a health potion. Or give him a health potion. Gosh. Linkstrider are just better in PvP, and I just don't feel like repeating myself what I just said earlier. Just rewatch if you still don't understand. But yeah, Fate Trimmer players are just someone who was given a gold star as a kid. There's nothing good about it. It's not good. Get off. Now here's just a little common question before we just continue. I've seen people ask me. Some people ask, why do I get 2 kinds of potions? That's because of wild alchemy. Oh, here we go. So what wild alchemy does is that you get another variant of a potion. You get usually one of these 2 will be better. Just do some testing, you'll figure it out. But it's usually by a couple percentage, and it's very noticeable. So do some testing, see which one heals more or gives a more stronger buff. And then here's another common question, just what's a good armor for Linkstrider? The armor doesn't matter too much, but if, let's say, by chance you get hit by mantras a lot because you're not landing your ether drains. I mean, usually in my experience, the only times I get hit is by mantras, and I would just recommend going Ferryman Coat. I mean, Ferryman Coat has the best armor against magic / attunements, so just use Ferryman's Coat. It's very powerful against magic, so just use that if you want. Again, you don't have to. This is just my advice. This is just if you get hit by mantras a lot. If you don't, feel free to use whatever armor you want. You don't have to listen to me. I'm not saying Ferryman Coat is the best one. Just do whatever. It doesn't matter too much. And then we're going to talk about bells again very briefly. So 2 very notable ones is Corrupted Sacred Field. So it actually follows the user now, and Corrupted Sacred Field already has a huge range. So this might be really good with, well, it's really good with Blind Seer, so that's a huge buff for that. But it also might be good with Linkstrider, because you're supposed to be track starring around, and now you just have this field following you around, and the field's long enough to pocket someone and keep distance. Hey, and it also helps with the problem that Linkstrider usually will be pretty squishy. So hey, I mean, it's a really good belt. I would still use portals, but you know, it's something to mess around with. This was pretty recent change for when this happened. This was only a couple days ago when this video was out. Hey, it could be meta with Linkstrider, but you gotta still mess around with it more. But yeah, it's a really good belt. And then Corrupted Preservation. This might be really good when Conquest gets added. Corrupted Preservation might be really good when Conquest gets added. Problem is, I don't know if you're gonna be able to respawn. I don't know if it could be like Rogue or Tales of the Valley. Can you respawn still? Can you respawn? If you can't, this might be a really good bell, because there's a chance. I have a feeling that they're not gonna allow Live to work in Conquest, so if by the chance it doesn't, you could use Preservation. But it's a really good build. Linkstrider, it's a really good bell because Linkstrider usually has really good mobility. So if Conquest gets added, this is possible. When it gets added, it's possibly a very good bell with Linkstrider. Possibly. I mean, even in general, it's really good. And just another little common thing. What if you're low on storage? And usually you want to invest in strength, but let's say if you're trying to go for a meta support build or whatever, usually you don't have too much strength. So what I recommend is just go Pack Mule. Now, maybe not when I say this, I'm not referring to the talent, I'm referring to the boon you get The boon gives you an extra 50, and item stack limits are increased by 25%. So just pick the boon pack mule. Trust me, it's so helpful, especially when if you plan on using bombs. It's very helpful. It's really nice. But yeah, the reason is you do not want to, for any like newer players out there, you don't want to go above the storage cap because you will suffer a movement penalty. So this is really bad for support, as you probably know from your experience dying, possibly. Sorry. And then another little common question: do I need potions? I mean, you kind of do. I mean, there's no way around it. The Linkstrider can simply not play without potions. You need health potions. Ether Drain's a bit more lenient, but I would still strongly advise going for that. If there's 2 potions required in this Linkstrider build, it's going to be health potions and Ether Drain. You need those. They're so powerful. It is incredible. Linkstrider potions are required because there's no real consistent way of healing. I mean, you have bloodless you can put on mantras, but it just doesn't heal you enough. And the only consistent way is like maybe Shadow, but Shadow's not good with Linkstrider because it's only good if you have huge AoE mantras that are probably going to hit your teammates anyways. So it's not good. Use health potions. And then Ether Drain is so good with support. You do not understand. It completely counters those stupid lava eruption crystal minigun BS builds. One Ether Drain potion can fully nullify a mage build or track star for 22 to 25 seconds. Usually depends on the variant. And it just makes track starring even easier. I mean, if someone's chasing you, just throw an Ether Drain. And you can't dodge potions. I mean, it's very free. And it makes support very easy. It makes it a lot easier. If you land an Ether Drain on someone, they can't do practically much on you. I mean, even Silent Hearts, they don't have that much to catch you. We have way too much mobility. Hell, I might even have to make a mobility guide. Nah, I'm joking. I'll do that in this PvP guide. I mean, yeah, there's so much on potions. Just watch my guide on this stuff. While we're here, though, the insta-heal potion, do not use that from my guide. It's not correct. Don't use it. Doesn't matter, it's not really that good anyways, but just don't use it, please. Don't use the insta-heal potion from my guide. From my potion guide. If you're gonna do it, just use revs. Do not put letters into it. And then we're gonna talk about mantra levels. So this is a very interesting one. So the 2 most notable are gonna be Sing and Taunt in this. Let's first talk about Taunt. Taunt, you want to have it as high of a level as possible. This is because Taunt's effect will usually match its cooldown, so that's really good. Just have a high Taunt. I think it also increases the range. I don't remember. I'm already recording this, so I don't really feel like checking. But point is, you want a high level with Taunt usually. You want a good level with it. Sing, on the other hand, this is an exception here. There's 2 paths you could go. You could go with a high level Sing, or you can go with a low level Sing. A high level Sing will have a huge radius, basically tagging everyone. The charm lasts a lot longer, but it has a long cooldown. Now, right away, you may be asking, well, why would I not go with a level 5 Sing or something? Or level 3, level 5, whatever your charisma you have left over. It's because a low level Sing can actually be better in some areas. So for one, sure, you have a small range. I mean, you could easily fix that with modifiers, and the charm effect is shorter, but again, you're giving your teammates overcharm, and don't forget what overcharm does. But when your teammates hit someone, they get they apply the charm effect on someone. Do not forget that. And the short cooldown is a huge benefit, because do not forget, Sing gives overcharm to allies, tempo to allies, and do not forget about Encore, which stuns enemies. So because your Sing is at a low cooldown, you are constantly stunning the enemies, and they cannot do anything about it. Pick which one you like more, but just let it be known that you if you level up your Sting, there's no real way of undoing it. My experience, I like a low level Sing more. But yeah, Encore is super good. It gives combo potential to teammates a lot, because And core does stop someone mid-swing. So if the enemy is about to swing on you, about to hit their enemy, you can just stun them mid-swing, and then your friend can just get a free hit and just get a huge combo in. And you're just constantly spamming it, so it's hilarious, but also very annoying. Point is, I mean, I prefer low-level Sing, but you could do a high-level Sing as well. But I'm more lenient towards low-level Sing. Alright, and let's talk about pre-shrine and post-shrine stats. We're not going to go too in-depth with this, more of a lighter topic. So we're only going to be talking about two stats. We'll be talking about charisma and intel. First, we have charisma. A huge investment at the start. You can usually you want to do 75 to 90 charisma. For support builds, I don't say 100 because I forgot what I think Audacity is the name, where it's 100 charisma, 50 strength. It's not. I don't want to. In my experience, I don't like it. It's a huge stat investment. Sure, you could like carry an NPC around and just do like a grip on it to like stun everyone. I don't like it, especially because in Conquest it's not gonna work, and they might even just auto grip the NPC you're holding. But it's an option. I don't like the Audacity talent tree. I think it's way too high of an investment. So roughly just go 75 to 90 charisma. Anyways, like I said, huge investment at the start can be removed with pre-shrine. And there's a lot of RNG with charisma at the start. There's a ton of talents you need. This is very limited. But the huge con being you will have a low level taunt. Okay, most likely it'll be level 3 or maybe level 4, I think, but I'm pretty sure level 3. But yeah, the biggest con being a level 4 taunt. And then we have intel. This is very, you want to heavily avoid doing this pre-shrine. Sure, it's a huge investment at the start you could do. Problem is, you're gonna have very low bomb damage if you plan on using them, and I do encourage it, but you don't need it. It's very nice though, in my opinion. And you also have to go through the pain of needing an alt to pass down potions to your main account. I say that because you're gonna have like 30 intel, but you'll have all the potion talents. So you'll need another alt that has the intel, that makes the potions for you, that gives it to your main, so that you have the talents, so you have good potions. I mean, just more of the story, do not go intel shrine. I would heavily avoid it. Alright, so now what weapon should I use as a Linkstrider? Now, for one, you have the Iron Kestis. 0 pullout time, so we can swap between potions and bombs quicker. If you didn't know, light weapons do not have a pullout time. So Iron Kestis is usually one of the best options. And because of that, we can also put the enchant No Life King on the Iron Kestis, so now we're constantly getting a free health regen buff that we could just give to our teammates because of sustain. It works like bread and butter. Iron Kestis with No Life King is very powerful. It's really good. Only problem is it's a bit sketchy in depths, so you might want some sanity potions. But overall, Iron Kestis, No Life King is really strong. You also have Mace. It does a ton of damage, and it's really good with total posture decrease potions. I mean, I would much rather use the Iron Kestis, but you know, whatever. Then you have the Prudent Staff and Petra Anchor. It's alright. It's a good choice. Decent. I don't recommend it, but it's a good choice if you want. And Hero Blades is really good. And just Karita does have some tech. We'll go over that in the PvP guide in the future. But really, if you don't know what to pick and you're really stuck, either go Iron Kestis or Hero Blade. But if you go Iron Kestis, I want to say this again, go No Life King, Iron Kestis, so you get that free health regen buff. Because now and don't forget, it does stack with health potions. Yes, it stacks with health potions. So use it with health potions, give all that HP you're getting, and give it to your teammates. It's really good. And this is more of a little fun topic here. What's my opinion on the new support weapon they're adding? It's not a positive one. Okay, so it's garbage. If I'm gonna be honest, it's not good. I mean, first off, a Linkstrider build's priority is never fighting people. You're not supposed to be fighting people to begin with. You should be harassing them, not fighting them. There's a difference. Be annoying. Be a wasp, not a freaking bear. That's not your job. And it's also a huge, you're also investing in a weapon which is normally bad. Only exceptions being the prudent staff and Petra's anchor. Petra's anchor gives very good mobility and the crit is very annoying to deal with. Sorry, why did my thing just switch? I have no idea what happened. Oh, thing's bugging out. All right, we're good now. And the prudent staff also very good because of its auto aim crit. It also ragdolls people if it lands. Those are really the only two exceptions for weapon. Otherwise, I would never invest in the weapon. And it doesn't help that I'm investing 80 weapon for this thing. And mind you, it only works on successful crit. Its ability, the support ability with this weapon only applies if the crit actually hits. Which, I mean, granted, I have no idea. By the time I'm recording this, I have no idea if it'll be easy or hard to land. I'm assuming it'll be hard. It's just, I don't know. And the buffs it applies, overcharm is not that crazy. I mean, Sing literally does that already, but better. Sing is just better for that reason, because you also have Encore with Sing. So, I mean, you should be using Sing to begin with. And then Knockdown, I mean, Knockdown might be good. Okay, it might be. But why not just use Leech with all the tech I just told you about earlier? That's just with Leech, by the way. The tech I said earlier. Use all that tech with Leech. You're basically getting the same thing. And you could also use bombs as well. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not investing 80 weapon for Leech. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not investing 80 medium for a possibility of landing a crit on someone to just knock them down. It's just not that good to me. I know there could be possible changes with the weapon in the future, but again, it doesn't make sense to use on a blind seer, and it doesn't make sense to use on a Linkstrider. So the weapon is like in a very random position. It doesn't fit either of the support categories. Oh, what about Fade Trimmer? I don't know though. There's not too much with this thing. I mean, it's subject to change, of course. They might change some stuff. They might make it better. But it just doesn't fit Linkstrider or Blind Seer. It doesn't help either. It doesn't synergize very well. That's the problem with this thing. It's a high investment for a semi-support weapon. It's not helpful at all. It's not. It's just kind of random almost. I mean, I appreciate us having it. Like, no offense, I think it looks awesome. I think the model looks great. I think the art is awesome. It's just like the stats and stuff, it just doesn't synergize with support. That's the problem. I mean, I think it's really cool though. Believe me, I think it's awesome. But it's not needed. I would have loved to have seen like a bard weapon, you know, passive healing or something. Like a loot from Rogue or something. That would have been cool. But no. It doesn't synergize well. And if this thing comes out, if this thing remains the same thing on release, I wouldn't use it. It's very, very mid. Not good at all. 80 weapon is really very overwhelming. It's very pricey for what it does. I mean, I would much rather, if I'm investing 80 points into anything for a weapon, I would much rather do Prudent Staff or Petra's. It's much more consistent with the crit. It's a lot better than just a possible knockdown. Wait, hold on. I just realized this just now. Prudent Staff basically does the same thing. I mean, it ragdolls the person if the crit lands, and the crit is 10 times more easier to land. I mean, it's not, and the crit just basically does the same thing as the staff. I mean, I don't get it. It just seems out of place. Bloodsworn effigy. No offense to the artist, but it doesn't fit a support play style in the game. It doesn't help. Its abilities aren't that great. I think the model looks awesome though. And support build. A lot of people ask this. I don't like giving support builds personally. I will help you with a support build. My server will help you with one. We'll give you information and we'll give you advice. Problem is, I don't like giving a support build. So I know the last one was a bit of an exception. The last video I did. Problem is that one got immediately outdated. So after that, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be giving support builds, because I don't want that happening again to someone else. Because support builds are very hard to make. For like good ones are very hard to make for a reason. And I don't want to make you guys go through that again just for it to get outdated in like a week or two. So for one, I gave you the knowledge on how to make one for yourself, these slides. And again, this will be like a whole series. Hell, maybe like every once or twice a month, or not, maybe like every other month I'll like do a part or something on all the major changes they did. Who knows? But another reason is that the build should really fit you. I can't make a support build that fits your play style. I can give you the information that will help, but if my support build doesn't fit you, I don't want that to ruin support for you. You see what I mean? It's like mine may not be fun for you. That's why I don't want to ruin support for you. But really quick, I will say some requirements in a Linkstrider build. I've said this multiple times, but I'll say it again. Linkstrider needs potions and mobility. Those are the two things it needs. If it doesn't have those, it's not good. You need the health potions. If you don't, it's garbage. Don't even play it. If you don't have the mobility, you're not going to be that helpful. And you're just going to get targeted and die very quickly. Linkstriders are targeted for a reason, because they're very annoying and very, very strong. A good Linkstrider can easily carry a whole guild. I've seen it time and time again. I've told you this. And I remember I told you earlier about the stories of all the people telling me how many boss raids they won. It's absurd. There's even some videos on it, and I'm going to actually suggest someone to you in a second, but it is just crazy. There's so much on this. Blind Seer, again, I would just use Light Final Toll. At the time of recording this, mantra scale, it's mantra scale with willpower, so your mind's just better. I mean, this is all the time of me recording this. This is always up to change in like a month or two, so keep that in mind, please. And Fade Trimmer, just wipe yourself. I don't think I have to explain anymore. If you see a Fade Trimmer support player, just start making fun of them, please. I'm just like, what are you doing? You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe let's not make fun of them. Let's be like, maybe they were told to play Fade Trimmer. We never know, guys. Let's keep it positive here. Support builds online. So watch out for these as well. Like I mentioned, if you do see support builds online, which I have seen start becoming more popular on Deepwoken, so just these are some things to look out for. Be very careful. Most of them lack experience with support and have no idea what they're talking about. I've been playing support since close to release, which makes me very credible. So if there's anyone you're gonna listen to support, it's gonna be me. I have the experience, I have the information, I have the whole community of support players telling me things, and I'm sharing it back to you. So I have the most credibility in this whole community with support, in my opinion. Maybe not like the most, but definitely one of the top out there you're gonna find. So the things to look out for: if their Linkstrider build does not have potions, it sucks. Do not waste your time making it. If it's Fade Trimmer, it sucks. Do not make it. They have no idea what they're talking about. And if it doesn't have mobility, it sucks. I will say though, very quickly, a very credible YouTuber I will recommend is Crimson Kaido. He does have some support content. I do really like it. So if you do watch someone, if you're gonna watch someone, you could watch him. He even has a video on support ganks. So if you do want to watch a support gank yourself, you can watch him. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy. He clearly knows what he's talking about, and I'm very, very happy to see that. Because not often I will see a good support YouTuber out there. I mean, all his content, of course, isn't on support, but he does have some support videos, and I do love seeing it. I love it when I see people get it right. And Crimson Kaido is definitely one of those people. So if you want to watch support content, that's definitely a guy. If you ever upload support content again. And then my support build. Like I said earlier, I mean the support build should really fit you. Don't get me wrong, I am very tempted on releasing it. I do get tempted, but kind of like what happened with the last one, it got outdated very quickly. This one has been very consistent for like a month now, so I might. But it's a very difficult build to progress. Like all support builds are usually very hard and tedious, and you may even need some boosting by your friends to even progress it to begin with. And this is a very hard build. Requires so much RNG and a lot of boosting. You need some great friends to progress the support build I have. But I mean, I'll think about it, alright? I'll think about it. Because only reason I would do it is because I do know a lot of people are posting kind of bad support builds out there, and I would like to show you what an actual really good one looks like. But I hope these guides help you, or whoever's watching this now. I mean, I respect whoever's watching this right now. I mean, you are very dedicated to learning support. I applaud you for that a lot. And yeah, I mean, congrats. I mean, for anyone watching, you're a true support player, dude. I mean, the last video was like an hour long almost. I haven't, again, like same with the last video, I have no idea how long this video is. It could be like 20 minutes. I feel like I might be wrong, but we'll see. But I mean, yeah, enjoy everything I've taught you with this video. I want to just cause absolute chaos, please. I mean, support is gonna be meta. Just let everyone believe it sucks, please. We don't have to convince people that support is the best. I mean, we know it's the best. We know how very powerful it can be. My whole community already knows that. It's so overpowered and broken. It's just that everyone sucks at it, so they overlook it. Luckily, my community is very intelligent with support now, so congrats on all of you, and congrats on watching these videos. But yeah, everything's up to change. As I'm recording this on the 18th. I have no idea when I'll upload this, but yeah, congrats for everyone who's watched this far. I think that's everything. Yeah. Yeah, congrats.